Retractions and Corrections is a 2016 video from Mikey. Wait, are you metatextually deconstructing your own retractions video as if it's a real episode? Yeah. That's as high as that goes. I wanted to correct and take a couple of things back, so I figured the best way to do that is in the context of its own video, but treated and written like a real episode, so if we all have to take our medicine, we can at least have some fun doing it together. And if I ever start a cult, I'll be sure to make that the tagline. No, you're stalling! I've actually been thinking about doing this for a while, but it wasn't really a good time until now. I could just make a video retracting shit, but I think it's important to hear the reasoning behind it straight from me, cowering, shivering behind a thin veneer of pseudo-introspective self-deprecation, drawing attention away from my own crippling insecurities because I never expected for this show to take off or for anyone to listen to me. Now I hide in plain view under a thick billowing curtain of manufactured and wholly purposeful distance between my audience and myself, because even though positive comments might outnumber the negative ones by 500 to 1, it's imperative to my continued psychological welfare that I ironically detach myself from my own work, because the only way to be truly protected from your own treasured emotions is to shrug the entirety of criticism against you off as a movie you just like ironically or whatever. What was that? Every once in a while I plan to make a video correcting some mistakes I made in other videos, all the while keeping it entertaining because the numbers are exploding. Well, this one stings a bit and made me feel really bad. In my video celebrating the underrated majesty of the film Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, I, however jovially, insinuated that one Garth Jennings had done quote-unquote jack shit other than Hitchhiker and Son of Rambo. As a result of this insinuation, a filmmaker who I greatly admire reached out to me to defend Mr. Jennings and share that I had made them sad, as Garth was a highly respected friend of theirs. A 99% blessing and 1% curse is that filmmakers of all types like directors, writers, editors, even film actors watch my show and interact with me about it.
Hashtag humblebrag, hashtag blessed, hashtag dick tornado.
Wait, who was the last one there? As a result of this, and even despite the relative joviality of the comment as it was not meant in a literal fashion, the intent was lost and I just
retracted
it. Oh, there's a sound for that? That's cool. Additionally, to prove the unjack-shittedness of Jennings' body of work, I want to call attention to the absolutely massive catalog of music videos he directed with producer and partner Nick Goldsmith under the name Hammer and Tongs. By all means, this is not all of them, but a sampling of the visually opulent work I think it is important to know he directed. Garth, please consider this my olive branch. Hammer and Tongs were responsible for A-Punk by Vampire Weekend, Lotus Flower by Radiohead, Hell Yes by Beck, Coffee and Tea by Blur, Right Here, Right Now by Fatboy Slim. And that's just scratching the surface. Just search for Hammer and Tongs in the search bar once this video is over. You'll be very happy with the results, I promise you. Also in my Hitchhiker review, and I can only claim my own stupid American dumbassness for this because this was actually entirely surprising information to me, and I never even really thought to look this up, but the Hitchhiker radio show predated the books, and I'm correcting that.
Retracted.
I can really only claim that I was aware of the books nearly a decade before I was even aware that the radio show existed, so it never even occurred to me that its history was even more interesting than I already knew. Moving on. This one isn't a retraction so much as a clarification. In the Force Awakens video, there are numerous comments calling me out as not understanding the Force, Star Wars, or the prequels because I laid on quite heavily that Anakin was prohibited from falling in love in those joyless defecation grenade launchers because it led to his eventual Darth Vadering and propensity for murder. The counter-argument is that I am unfairly singling out love because the Jedi is trained to not give in to any of their emotions, and ignoring for a moment that that's the single worst way to ever construct a protagonist for anyone other than the Terminator, I would like to point to the original poster with the tagline, "And heretofore rule for the Jedi, a Jedi shall not know anger, nor hatred, nor love," and say that I agree with your point and graciously thank you for the feedback, but to further lay out my point that Anakin's entire downfall is the love part of that. I mean, he was a whiny brat, which I think might manifest itself as hatred to some, but his ultimate downfall is entirely because of his love of Padme and an utterly insane belief that someday he might be able to create life and stop death, but ends up creating death and stopping nothing? He loves Padme so much, he's willing to kill children on the shaking ramblings of a human pecan with lightning hands, and since their love is the only thing that Padme and Anakin actually talk about,
other than Obi-Wan getting a sack of Jedi dick meat,
So love is the cause and apparently the answer to all of his problems? So I accept and agree with your clarification, but also stand by my original assertion that Anakin became Darth Vader because he loved too much, and further clarified that this led to confusion between us because the real issue is that Anakin's fall is entirely not relatable to an audience because he is more of a laundry list of required plot machinations than he is, a person.